It makes it easier.
Are we live?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we're live. Welcome to the Worst Golf Podcast, starting out with a bang.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to be the best. We strive to be the worst. When a bad take is necessary, we'll be here to share it with you. I'm your host, JB. With me is Morgan, as I have
Hello.
my sound up on my tablet here. Morgan taught me a really interesting thing about split view on the tablet, so I'm going to be able to read your comments now as we do this. So if I'm looking down, that's the reason. I have a split view here with our podcast topics. We don't really write scripts here.
No.
And then the comments here. So thank you everybody for joining us. We have a crazy show this week. It is officially Morgan Cup week.
It is. I can't believe it.
And the last few weeks have been kind of nuts.
Yeah.
You know, I know we've talked about it in the past in the other shows, but I've gone to Dormy Club back and forth a few times.
Yes.
And the travel's been kind of crazy. I've been to New Jersey, to Ballyhack, which is Virginia, to Dormy Club twice, back home, and now I'm leaving again in a day and a half.
Yes.
This may be the last time we're at Dormy Club for a while.
I know.
And it's a little sad, but at the same time, we're glad so many THPers have been able to be a part of this one. One of the things is I said before, we're probably never doing an event there again. And I want to reiterate that that's probably strong. And I said that before.
Yeah, we talked about it.
And with people giving us, hey, you know, if it costs a little more, we'd be okay with it. I'd be okay doing something there, but it has to be the right fit.
Yeah, I agree. It has to be a small group for sure.
Yeah. And for those in the comments, yes, brand new guitar. What do you guys think? It's amazing. I want to be completely transparent. We've had that since the beginning.
Yes, we have.
But it was funny joke while it lasted.
Yes.
I think it was by that JBB numbers guy, but he's dead to me. So
he's not dead.
For those wondering, t-shirt this week, what does it say?
100% original, made in Wrexham.
In Wrexham. It's got a little Deadpool-ish thing because it's probably non-licensed since I bought it online somewhere.
Yeah, definitely not.
This goes back to my putter cover rant about putter cover companies stealing all the licensed stuff.
You get so mad at that.
It's so bad. It's
so
bad.
Really mad at that.
We have some crazy travel coming up.
Yes,
as
we
well.
do.
And you're actually leaving the nest.
I know. I'm not very happy about it.
But we are. My schedule is roughly like this. I'm going to the Morgan Cup this week.
Yep.
And then I'm coming back.
Yep.
And then we are going to California
for a week.
Yes. Carlsbad, Huntington Beach, San Diego specifically. Then I'm coming back for about 24 hours.
That's about it. Yeah.
Then going to Atlanta.
Yes.
And then from Atlanta to Indiana for the
Victory
Victory Cup.
Yep.
Then making my way back here.
Yes.
For a brief stop before I go to Texas.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think a week, maybe 2.
No, about a week.
Yeah, something like that.
So kind of some crazy stuff coming up, but nothing is going to take me down off the high of the Morgan Cup. But before we get there, we're on our own little high here. It's football season.
It is football season, even though my fantasy football team is atrocious.
Give us some takes on football.
My fantasy team sucks. That's my take.
Who's been the biggest surprise, good or bad, in the NFL this year?
Biggest surprise for good were the Bucks.
See, I don't think it was that much of a surprise.
I think it was.
I think a lot of people outside of the fans looked at the Bucks' success as Tom Brady's success. When people who watched them know he was so bad last year, their defense is really good.
For me, it was just Baker Mayfield. Like when you're
yeah, he's terrible.
But he's not.
No, I mean, he's a game manager. Yeah. He's fine. When he's asked not to win, he's fine.
The worst, the Giants, and it's not even close. What happened to them?
I mean, they had people always forget the schedule part of it. They didn't beat anybody last year.
I understand, but still, like that is supposed to be a dynamic offense that can't get more than 2 yards. Like why is
it was hard to watch that last night.
It's so bad. And also the other biggest surprise or biggest disappointment, first of all, get the Giants off of primetime. I'm done with that. Like they have got to stop doing that. And like all these Monday night games, they've all been snooze
I'll
fest.
take the Giants every week if I never have to see whatever her name is again.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
At least Travis Kelce finally scored a 6.
Oh my God. He saw a meme of that and thought
somebody
it was hilarious.
Asked, do I want to play golf while in California?
No.
I'm there to work.
No, we don't. There's no clubs being brought. No.
Definitely not.
No.
But football season's here.
Yes.
We're going to get to baseball in a little bit. There's a couple of questions from THPers I wanted to get to before we kind of get into the show.
Sure.
The first one is we made mention of a taco experience in the past.
Yeah.
Will we be doing that? I can say most likely yes.
Yes.
It won't be called that.
No. I mean, we have taco stuff still
Yeah, we do.
happening.
Yeah, we do.
I didn't know if I could say that or
Yeah,
not.
when is that this one?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it's this
Yes,
one.
maybe. I'm not sure.
Coming up this week. And then we are
Yes,
working.
it is. I remember I put it in the itinerary.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are working on something that would be a little more involved with that.
Yes.
That's really, really cool.
You're gonna make your own tortillas.
No, we're
I'm
not.
kidding. No.
That sounds like a lot of work. I want somebody else to do that.
Okay,
for
so
me.
I was a waitress at On the Border back in college, and we had to make the tortillas. Well, we had to.
They're called
flatten them out.
servers, not waitresses. Let's start with that.
Well, back then they were still called waitresses. Anyhow.
Another THPer question was about the lessons for me.
Yeah, I'll put this to you.
Okay. The lessons were hot garbage. Not because the lessons were bad, because I went through and I told everybody I was going to be dead set honest about this. I wanted to try to see how lessons would work with no practice in between.
Right.
And, I went through this entire process and in a lot of ways it was to show that it doesn't work, but in a lot of ways it was to see, hey, could you get something out of it? And I will say I got something out of it. I know the mistakes I'm making now.
Right.
I can work on fixing those in the future, but were they fixed during this process? No.
No, because you didn't put the work in.
No. And that's what happens. But I do think there's a part of it that can work. I think that if people are struggling with their game, seeing a professional can help.
Yes.
Even if you don't go to the range and grind. And I think that's one of the things that people get lost in is they think going to get a lesson and then going to grind for an hour a day for 21 straight days is what needs to happen. And that's not really the case.
That's excessive. You don't need to do that.
I saw in the comments, first of all, welcome everybody who's here. But I saw in the comments, Cody Reeder, who I don't even know what his forum name is anymore, said, JB sucks at golf, wink, wink. That comes from a story of he was in my foursome at a True Temper event we did. And I just finished shooting about a 140 the day before and was carried by Canadan to the first two holes there going, I want to say 1 under in the first two, maybe 3. And, sticking it close on the green in each of them. He's like, I'm so done with you saying you suck at golf.
Right.
He then saw the rest of it, which was not pretty. But I have my moments every now and then, and that was just one of them. But the funny part about the lessons is I'm going to be starting them back up this winter. And I have kind of a plan in place to attack that with the help of Golf Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're a sponsor of the show or anything. I just threw that in there for no other reason. But about working on something small each week.
Sure.
And doing it in very small increments. It could be sitting at my desk working on my grip for 5 minutes or taking a couple of backswings, because my biggest issue being setup and takeaway. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get back to where I was.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly than all that, I'm kind of excited that I'm excited.
I'm excited that you're excited. And I will say that I can hear when he's in the tech studio hitting balls, and it's rare. It doesn't happen too often unless he's testing equipment. And recently,
I haven't been working on my game too much.
Yes.
The testing of equipment, of course.
Of course, yeah. But I'm talking about just actually getting in there when he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
And I've heard
I wonder if I could hit this microphone a few more times. It's been 4 already. But anyway, back to your thoughts.
Say how many more times you want to interrupt me.
As many as it takes.
Because I don't have a very good attention span.
You already forgot what you were saying.
I did forget what oh, no, because you were so... Anyhow, the point of the matter was I was going to say that I've noticed that he's actually been in there hitting balls lately, at least the past couple of days. So it's been nice to see you do that and want to do it.
Yeah, I have been wanting to do it. And part of that is this week being Morgan Cup week for me.
Yeah.
I've talked about it before. This event means the world to me. And it's named after her. Ironically enough, not because of that.
No.
It was named because it was a unisex name.
Exactly.
Not unisex, we're married, but unisex meaning it fit anything.
My name is a first name for a guy or a girl or a last name too. It's everything.
Nowadays we could have named it anything, and that's kind of the way it works. But
energy drink.
I like I'll probably consume a few of those. I liked it when it came about. Then it started to mean something. Then it didn't mean something, and we killed it. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of guys by the name of Jose Mariflor and Mike Yagley convinced us to bring it back. For those that follow along, this is going to sound super cliche, but they'll come in or at the event and say this is their most fun of the year, that it means more to them than any other event. It's absolutely true. It does. We hear about it when they're not, quote, on the air. For those listening, The audio portion, I did finger quotes there. Not sure why, but it happened. It is the biggest event for them each year. It's the biggest event for me personally that I play in each year, or one of them. I'm going for a Grand Slam here, but get to that later. But it's an important one. And it's about, when we started this thing, our events were very simple. It was getting a group of people together to try a bunch of equipment. And that worked for a little bit. We had 32 people, 40 people, things like that. We would limit it to a certain amount. We would get together. We'd bring, at the time, the big tour van out and bring in a bunch of equipment. And they were a lot of fun. And it was about just playing golf and having fun. In reality, for us, it was about something different. That was, hey, if you want to go to this, you're not going to be a piece of shit to somebody online like they are on Facebook and Twitter or whatever.
Social media.
Yeah, in general. And that's kind of where we went with it. And then I had this crazy idea about the Morgan Cup, and at the time it was called like the Tour Event Cup, and you said to me, you're like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I was like, that's no good. I also just had a random memory, but I'll wait. Go ahead.
No, save it, because I'm not going to lose my place here.
Okay. Do you remember when we had the big one and it was at True Blue Caledonia?
Yeah,
and times. I think it was Jamie's room. There was like random underwear in the dryer.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but this is what came to my mind just now. Go ahead.
That was worth interrupting me for.
Yep, I thought so.
Now, where was I? No, I'm kidding. When I created it, it was the Tour Event Cup. The idea was actually to pit OEMs against each other.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't about that. It was about having a team Cobra or a team Puma or a team Cleveland, and Srixon wasn't in the US really yet in masses, or a team Callaway and TaylorMade. And at one time we had all of those, but they weren't competing against each other. We did have a team Callaway, a Cobra, Cleveland, and everything else.
That was a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, Team Hackers, Team Paradise, Team.com. We had all kinds of teams, and then they would compete, and each one was together. And there was a moment that happened on set. Well, there were several moments. One broke me down pretty bad. Another one where a group of people said thank you to you and I. And when you're going through those things, that's what it's all about. And that's why you do it. And when we killed it off, I could not have been happier.
I know.
I mean, I was so happy that this thing was finally gone, because the headaches sometimes aren't worth it. I don't mean sometimes like now. I mean, at the time.
Right. At the time. Well, it was overwhelming. There's too many people, and it was just a logistical nightmare.
And there came a point where I don't want to say the people are ungrateful, because that sounds like I'm blaming them, and I'm really not. It was my decision, and solely my decision. Even you said we can keep it going in a different way. But where the requests were getting more and more dynamic, and when you get to that point, the cost and the ROI just doesn't exist.
No, exactly.
There are some points of ROI that really need to make sense for all parties, both the participants. They need to get something out of this, and we're going to give them the greatest weekend of their lives.
Yeah.
The THP, the reviews and the search engine optimization that comes with those reviews, and the company, which gets the eyeballs and the hope that the people love the equipment enough to continue to talk about it, and we'll give that brand another try when it comes time for them to change their equipment, and other people will find it because of that. And I think that those things work in synergy, and it's the reason we host experiences, for a little bit of a peek behind. Is it the green curtain?
I don't know.
The curtain. We'll just say
the curtain. Yeah.
For the case of this, it's green because we're the Hackers Paradise.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah.
So, fast forward to two guys convincing me to do it again, and you saying, we could do it. It would be in a different form, but we could do it.
And it was going to be smaller.
Exactly. And we brought it back the first year we brought it back, and it was kind of a, let's make it about irons. And it really wasn't what I wanted the Morgan Cup to be, which is the full tour player experience. And that's what it is now. They get the 14 club deal, but they get to work with their clubs for 6 months before the event. They get the apparel scripting done by the same people who script the tour players. They get all these things, and then get to play golf with and against the people who create the clubs. And I think that that's one of the most fascinating parts of this. People always say, I'm looking for real information, not marketing. Well, you can get that from our website, but if you don't believe us, that's okay. Get into one of these and ask these people yourselves.
Yeah.
There's no bullshit that they're going to spin on you.
No, there's always the off the record after talk with Jose, Mike, and
there will be a point where these participants get to sit around a round table. There probably won't actually be a round table there. And it'll be called the cone of silence.
Yeah.
And you can ask them anything you want about anything. And that includes tour players and everything else. And they'll
Mhm.
share it and they're honest about it.
Yeah.
I think
And
a couple of years ago, they shared some Bryson stories that were pretty interesting.
Yeah. And Jose is quite the storyteller. So he will
Yeah.
be sure to
he's-
share.
The two of them have embraced this, unlike, we've done other events with them, but the two of them
Yeah.
embraced this, and it means so much to me. I don't know. They're not listening. I can
No.
tell you that for fact, that they're not listening to this, but they've meant a lot to it. And we haven't decided if we're bringing it back again. I haven't even talked to Jose about it. I mean, literally have not had a single conversation about, are we bringing this back? We're going to see how this weekend goes, and then we'll make that determination. Or slightly before then. But Jose and I will sit down and talk and decide. I hope that the people who have been in the years past enjoy following this year's, because I think it's going to be pretty special.
Yeah.
And I hope those that want it in the future
Make some
do as
noise.
well, make some noise. And I'll say a step further. The people who are going to this are going to see a Morgan Cup unlike anything they've seen before, due to the way the property is handling it.
Mhm. Oh, yes, definitely.
They are all in on this as much as we are. And a shout out to John at Dormy Club and Nick and everybody else, Mal, who's in charge of all the food and beverage and everything. I just hit my mic. I'm a freaking idiot today.
Maybe keep one-handed.
No, I can't do that. They are taking this to another level, and I could not be more proud and humbled, really humbled more than anything.
Yeah.
I wish you were coming to see it. I understand why you're not, because we're leaving again the following week, and Arrow doesn't do 10 days. We really need to get him that vest so he can go onto the Derby
I know.
property.
Just take him with us everywhere.
I don't think he would do too well, but
he would if they let him play with the goats, but it's different property.
Different property. He would love the goats. But yeah, so get ready for a wild ride the rest of this week, and come Friday evening, this is going to be something that you've never seen before, and we are so excited to bring it to you. Speaking of that,
yeah,
a couple of forum members,
yep,
do a preview show about this, and I want to give them a shout out. I don't think people understand the work that goes into this.
So much work. Like
when we lived
so
in Nashville,
impressed.
I got a chance to see the legal pads that Dax puts together for these events.
Yeah,
and it's not just this one, but he's into this one because he's played in it. And he puts in hours and hours and hours of his own time. He's for nothing.
No,
we we don't even ask.
Yeah,
because he loves
it. He came up with it on his own. It's not as if we asked him to do it.
I'm humbled by that more than anybody will know. I give Dax probably more shit than I give anybody else, but I consider him a member of our family and always will be. But he and that clown Scooby, they'll be doing a preview show. He's dead to me. I carried him for freaking 18 holes at Briggs to get him a free putter, and he turns his back on me for Team Paradise. F that guy.
How many people are dead to you now? The
Everybody.
list is growing.
It's pretty much infinity at this point, right?
Yeah.
I would say that if we ever won the lottery, which we don't really buy tickets, so it's kind of hard to do, but if we ever won the lottery, I wouldn't go out like a blaze of glory, though.
No.
I think I'd go out peacefully.
Yeah, I wouldn't really go out. I would just...
I know. With the funny thing about us, nothing would really change.
No, not really.
I'd still be doing this, and you'd still be angry at me about doing this. So
I'm not angry at you for doing this.
No, just, hey, maybe slow down a little bit at times.
Yeah.
Also, right now, if you don't have a good driver, which is a lot of people, you can win an Aerojet right now on THP.
You can.
Yeah, your choice too. Max, LS, Aerojet. I'm doing again hand signals as if the audio listening.
That's okay. They don't need to know that you're doing that. They can still hear what you're saying, and then everybody else.
But you can win your choice, and all you have to do is pick Hackers or Paradise. Really, Hackers. But if you pick Paradise, you probably have a better chance of winning because nobody's picking those clowns. But you get to pick the winner, tune in, and see how it turns out. Somebody asked me yesterday about my thoughts on it. Do you have do you have a prediction? Is my team gonna win, or Team Hackers? It's Parrot's team, but is my team gonna win?
I feel like there's an answer I'm supposed to say. You're definitely gonna win. Your team's definitely gonna win.
That is the least convincing you've ever been about anything.
No, for real.
The comments are coming in; they're pretty funny.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna win.
Wow. You just go be a fan of Team Paradise. Just go root for Jeremy.
No,
okay? You're into the dictator regime. I get it.
If I can be it.
Do you ever have a vision of standing there on an island where it's you versus the world? That vision where you get one shot to make a lasting impression. Your team's name's carved out in the history books, Morgan. It's going to say Team Hackers. This week, that's my vision. The only thing standing in the way is a ragtag group of nothings called Team Paradise. They're nothings. Nothings. Bunch of bearded fools. Yeah, JD Talks has some trophies. The team is filled with more pops than a box of cereal. That's for sure. And yes, the expectations are high. See, for most, when you lose one of these, you get to just fade away. Oh, it was a great weekend. Everybody had fun, blah, blah, blah. I don't get the luxury. So what do? I fucking win. That's what I do. Quest Cup, check. Goat Cup, check. Budget Championship, check. Next one, the effing Morgan Cup. It's happening, okay? I don't take it lightly. The task is going to be tall, but I have a message for a couple of people. Remember my name. It's going to be permanently embedded in your brain when you close your eyes at night. JD Talks and Golden Ticket winner Cruz. Left eye, Saturday night before singles, left eye J, right eye B. You're going to just see those two goddamn letters. You hear that? Come Sunday, it's time to meet your maker. Just remember that. That's what this is all about. And that's how much it means to me. Because this is everything. And I'm going to take the Grand Slam for the 4th championship. You okay over there?
I'm good.
Let's switch over to baseball playoffs. Quick change of the subject so you can stop laughing at me.
I wasn't laughing, but all I kept hearing in my head was, say my name, bitch. That's all I kept hearing.
They're going to close their eyes on Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's all they're going to see. Those two
Little
letters.
GBs.
Those two letters.
All right.
J and B. Left
J.
eye and right eye. And at the end of it,
TLC? They going to be thinking about waterfalls?
don't ruin my moment. Why? You're trying to ruin my moment.
I'm not.
Here.
I'm trying to make it better.
No, there's nothing.
She set fire to somebody's house. You're going to set fire to their team. You're welcome.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Was that Andre Rison?
I think so.
Yeah. He was a good wide receiver.
Mm.
Although he did try to fight Deion Sanders in a game once and punched his helmet. So
That's
clearly not
very
all that
smart.
bright.
No, that's not very smart.
But the baseball playoffs start today.
They do.
It's another quick victory before I get to this weekend and get my Grand Slam.
So nervous. So we just started watching baseball, as I think we've already talked to you guys about.
I mean, we didn't just start watching baseball. I grew up watching baseball.
So did I.
I
We just
the sport for a
yeah.
long time.
And both of our teams are in the wild card.
Yes.
So
not playing against each other.
No,
Braves, Marlins.
Yeah.
Today starts 3:00.
3:08.
Yep.
3:08, 8:08.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna be so tired tomorrow. 8:08's late.
Yeah, it's gonna be late.
Yeah.
It'll be 11:00 by the time that game's over. I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah.
Baseball playoffs next year on THP. We're gonna do a baseball playoff
We
bracket.
will.
But just remember with baseball playoffs that they announce the playoffs or everything's finalized, and then like a day and a half later the playoffs start. So you're gonna have to get that bracket in early.
Craig, well, I don't know your last name. You're dead to me.
Who is it? What did you say?
Orioles.
Oh no, that guy's dead to us. Yeah, no.
There's only one Oriole worth rooting for.
Cal Ripken Jr.
That's it. That's it. And he doesn't play anymore.
No, they could use him though.
No, they can't.
No, stupid Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson, I hate him. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, but I hate him.
I love the caveat, but he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, bless his heart. Go ahead.
I'm excited about the baseball playoffs.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm going to get to see a Marlins game most likely with Big Dill, who's a big Marlins fan while we're up at Dormy Club.
Yeah.
So that one's pretty good. But, you know, with the baseball playoffs, it's kind of elongated. So we got a little bit of time because our teams are going the distance. So
they are.
If they go to the World Series and they play against each other, who are you rooting for?
I have to root for the Marlins. Yeah, I think I have to.
I'll probably go Rays.
Yeah,
probably. I like them both, and locally
I love
here
them both.
We have the Marlins.
Yeah, so you have to go for
no,
Marlins.
Not true.
I have an awesome Marlins jacket too.
It's kind of blinged out.
Yes, I'll be wearing that for sure.
For those that are following and are gearheads.
Oh, and I have to pick the Marlins because Lizardo and I went to the same high school.
Yeah, a few years apart. You're old enough to be his mom.
He likes to remind me about that. I don't really appreciate that. I don't appreciate
that
at all.
For laughing at my promo.
I loved your promo. I was adding fire to your promo.
I'm going to bury them.
Mm-hmm. They're going to say your name.
It's kind of funny. I've been looking, I have to submit all the stuff to the course for scorecards and everything to be made up. And I'm looking at it. And I actually don't love the spot we're in for the shamble rounds.
No.
I actually think if we were to somehow get ahead in the shamble rounds, they might as well leave.
Just end it?
Yeah.
Like the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, they should have ended it.
Sorry. Too soon?
Yeah. But we could legitimately lose a number of matches on day one.
Yeah.
We're beating the pants off them on Sunday singles.
That sounds painful.
It doesn't sound pleasant, actually. I
Mm.
think there's a few members of Team Paradise that would like that. Brown Dog. He likes to touch people's butts. He made it. He
What?
kept talking about spanking butts. So
What?
that's hey, listen.
What just happened here?
It's Team Paradise happened.
Oh
It's
my
it's pretty
goodness.
weird.
I'm lost.
There's a movie years ago where he said two dragons. It's going to get a little weird.
Yeah, I know that
That's
movie.
the Team Paradise in a nutshell.
Okay. Things got really
Speaking
weird.
of Cobra,
yes,
they have new gear drop today.
they do.
Air X line for people who our audience tends to shy away from these type of releases, and I always laugh because two things come about. First, it's golf equipment has gotten too expensive. They keep saying that. We hear it over and over again. Well, here's a chance at golf equipment that costs less. It doesn't really have a lot of sacrifice. We're not talking about a driver that's shorter. It might actually be longer for a lot of people.
No, James's article was great about it.
There's another brand that rhymes with ring that sells a driver very similar to this for a lot more money. Lighter weight. I won't say lighter weight, but counterbalanced in a style that is a little spinnier, designed to keep it straight, launch easy. Those are all good things.
Yeah.
And this is like that, and it's a bargain of a price. We see this when Tour Edge comes out with new equipment, where people complain that the equipment's not too expensive, and then a company releases high-tech equipment that's less expensive. They don't really pay attention to it. The Air X line would help a lot of golfers. James has an article. We have a feature story on THP.
Yep. Went out
the
this
whole
morning.
line went out this morning. Check it out. It's actually pretty cool. The last line of Air X, I can say I had the driver as my second driver because I play a shorter driver as second in my bag for almost a year and loved it. I played the hybrid for a long period of time. I made a shaft change in both, but really, really enjoyed both those things. So check that one out. I got a really interesting question from social media.
This was the best question ever.
And really on brand. It was probably JBB numbers out of a burner account, but just wanted to say,
sorry.
The THPer question said, "Why do you suck so bad?" I'd probably blame my parents. They kind of sucked.
They did not suck.
They kind of did. They didn't. But
Larry, you're wonderful.
He's not listening. And if he is, he'd be tuned into the hearing aids. It's just kind of awesome.
I know.
But, no, why do we suck so bad? I can't answer that.
Wait, we?
Yeah, it said you, meaning THP. It wasn't sent to my personal account.
I thought it was.
He was probably talking about you.
Thought it was you.
No,
well, my
probably is talking to me. Let's be honest.
My fantasy team does suck, so maybe that's what they're talking about.
I think the answer is probably we just do. We're not great.
This means speak for yourself.
Yeah, hardworking, honest, transparent, not great.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question back would be, why do you suck so bad? Why are you following an account that sucks, asking why they suck, and responding? You are a piece of shit, low life, that I hope gets blocked. Too bad he already was. No, I'm kidding. I don't block anybody. They can say whatever they want to me. This is what's wrong with the world. Somebody that sucks so bad that wants to do this.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
I'll never get that. I've always
I can tell you they're rooting for Team Paradise. That's a given. But
I just don't get it though. You see it all the time, especially like people who get really mad and then they'll come back and they'll create like 14 new accounts or try to, but the system doesn't let them.
Yeah, we get that all the time.
If you don't like us, why do you keep coming back?
The truth of the matter is the last time I thought about a person like this, I flushed the toilet this morning.
Okay. So I had to get physical therapy this morning, and I was talking to my physical therapist about that because she's very similar. I said, if someone if you're not a part of my life anymore because we don't get along or whatever, out of sight, out of mind, you're dead to me. And it's not that you're dead to me. I just don't care. I don't put thought into it.
That's it.
I don't care. There's no
effort that's needed to do something.
I don't have the energy or care to put into it. I just move on. Yeah. But people don't do that, and it's very weird to me.
Yeah,
I just don't understand. Genuinely don't understand.
Answer your question. Fuck off. That's the best way to respond to somebody like that.
Okay.
Speaking of messing up. So funny story about yesterday.
Okay.
We got 5 boxes, and by boxes I mean massive boxes, filled with all the apparel scripting for the Morgan Cup. And I go down to Morgan's office, and she's carrying them in, and I was like, "Oh, I don't want her to do that." I always learned the proper way to lift a box, as Morgan pointed out to me, and that was you lift with your back and move. And I pick up the first box and went down like a sack of potatoes. And she just looks at me as if, "Oh, can I help you?" while also saying, "God, you're stupid." Yeah, that didn't go so well. So we're going to see how that goes, but I'm not going to take any swings till the Morning Cup, but I'll be good. I'm good. Feels great.
So now the excuses are coming.
Really? I'm not
Yeah.
making any excuses. Did you not hear the first half of this show?
I don't know. All of a sudden, I feel like you're also trying to add some excuses, and I don't know.
There's no excuses.
I don't know what you're talking about with this box.
Is that really where you want to go?
Just
Did
kidding.
you fall for the Tox regime?
I'm just kidding.
No, you're
really-
dead to me now too. You're probably the person on social media.
Why do you suck so bad? With my really,
Nice.
you always do that.
You're putting razor blades in my drink now to get rid of me.
Yeah.
It's gone that far.
Yep.
No, there's no walking anything back. I did hurt myself a little bit, and
He actually did. I did watch it happen, and
I
I
went to
just
Slack, our company Slack, and
Yeah.
Canadan, and all his "Oh, are you okay?" moment said, "Should I pack my bag?"
I know.
No, I'm gonna be just fine. There's not gonna be any excuses. But I thought it was kind of funny, and I should share it
It is
because
kind of
I'm an
funny.
idiot.
We're having a lot of idiot moments in this.
Yeah, old age does that to you.
Yeah, it's not cool.
I got a question about experiences for 2024,
Mhm.
and we've been working on them a lot. We just announced last week the 2024 data experience
Yep.
will be one of the best food experiences we do all year
Without
long.
question. Definitely.
It's going to be insane. That's at Hidden Creek. Budget Championship is getting close.
Yes.
Bag Boy Championship is getting close.
Yes.
Quest Cup is getting close.
Mhm.
Titleist experience is getting close. Now, all these I can tell you are coming back. We just can't give out the finalized
No.
details yet because we're waiting on contracts and things like that.
Correct.
I see Dan in the comments that I didn't ask if he was okay. Another one. Man, these people are terrible.
What?
They hate me. They hate me because they hate me.
Mhm.
That's right.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to mention the Shaft Up events coming back next year too.
Yes.
We announced that previously, and we announced that we have a bonus event, and the bonus event is only open for people who have been in US Team EMEA events previously. They've been going on for close to a decade, but that doesn't mean the Shaft Up events are only open for those people. Shaft Up is open for anybody, and it's 100% completely free, including travel costs, including everything. To go play Dormy Property or another course. Danny and I haven't talked about that yet. Get fit for a new driver. We have our idea on what driver that's going to be, which is exciting. It's a 2024 product, and we're super excited to fit people for that. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And then you get to compete against Danny and I with another THPer and see if you can win. I think we went 50% this year, which would be impossible since there's 3. So I think,
I don't think that adds up.
I think we won 2 and lost 1.
Okay.
But we are doing the finale, and that's going to be a team event where THPers take on us, and something that'll be really cool. And we're super excited about it. With all the sports going on, do you have a recipe this week?
No.
Wow, that's pretty weird.
I don't
We still have more to talk about too, but
I don't. I just don't. So
wow.
I'm laughing because I do a CSA. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I'm not going to get into what it is, but anyhow, I get vegetables and fruit like ordered from a farm. And
Hey, did you know we got a new guitar?
we did?
Yeah.
No way.
Anyway, back to your story.
Okay. That's 2 interruptions, right? 2. Okay.
I can do it again if you'd like.
You make me lose my train of thought.
As you interrupted my epic promo.
I did not interrupt. I added fuel to the fire. Yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah. My CSA had a bunch of cabbage in it. So I've been testing out a lot of cabbage recipes, and he's not very happy about it. So
the smell of cooked cabbage is like nothing else.
I'm not going to lie. It's not great. Like, it doesn't smell good. It tastes delicious, but it doesn't smell very good at all. And it lingers for like another day or so after too. And I still have like another half a head of cabbage to go.
We got a couple of questions. Who went down harder, Daniel Jones or me, yesterday?
Daniel Jones. You just kind of was like, you were like, ow. Or do you want to be the Peter Griffin?
Wait, that's all that happened? I didn't go straight down on my head?
No. You went down and then you laid down, but you didn't like fall all the way forward first. And then I said, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'll be fine in a minute. I said, can I get you anything? You said, no, I'll be fine in a minute.
I feel like you've been converted and no,
No.
you're dead.
No, I haven't.
We have, there's a drive to 10 million posts, and the mini version of that is a drive to 9 million posts, because we're right on the brink of 9 million. We should hit that any day now. But the drive to 10 million posts, we have a post drive going on that Form Leader Canadan put together, win some great prizes. The graphic for that is the best ever. It's the Gold Cruise in USA.
Yeah, JD Talks, Jeremy, that was awesome.
I sent that to a friend of ours in the industry, and his immediate response is, if that doesn't go on a t-shirt, you guys aren't doing the game right. I don't know if that's going to be happening, but I kind of want it to now, because it would be a killer t-shirt.
It would be. You wear it on the show.
So if that dictator JD Talks is listening, let's keep that one in mind. He might as well. He's going to need some work to do after this weekend, since he's going to be buried in trophy lists.
Yeah. Real quick, I see people talking about, if you do have a good cabbage recipe, send it to me.
No.
You're going to be gone on Thursday.
Oh my God.
I'll wait and cook it on
Thursday.
Thursday.
I see X-Store said cabbage steaks are delicious. Did somebody clearly hacked his account?
I saw a recipe for that.
That's not a thing.
It is.
That's like nut milk is not milk.
Well, we have some, and I've slipped it in your coffee before.
It doesn't make it okay.
Just saying.
I'd rather that than the poison that's probably going in there each morning.
Just a little bit at a time, so they can't detect it over time.
But guys, we are going to be back next week.
We are.
Yes, definitely. Back next week.
We are. We're going to be back next week. Definitely.
And this weekend is the Morgan Cup.
Yes. Please tune in.
I've been over why that means so much to me, not including the fact that she's across from me and clearly doesn't give a shit about us, the winning team, us, Team Hackers.
I'm the one that said, hey, you're going to get a Grand Slam.
Yeah. Oh, it's happening.
I get no.
Tune in.
Yes.
Obviously, for those new to this, it isn't video coverage. It's live updates on the forum.
We tried that.
That's a mistake.
Woo.
You will find paying attention to that, if you get into it during the matches, will be unlike anything you've ever done before.
You'll feel like you're there.
It's fast and furious. You will feel like you're there, and it'll determine on whether or not we bring this thing back. And
do we have a designated scorekeeper yet?
No, there's some THPers who are helping do that.
Okay.
They put together a pretty good scoreboard, and I'm excited to see that they put it together.
Okay.
Scooby's involved with that and some other things. I'm sure he'll F it up like he did his Team Paradise.
Oh, I saw earlier too, Illiterate's going to be part of their chat.
Oh, I hope he tunes into the live update thread. I don't think he's tuned into one since he was in it. He'd probably root for Team Paradise too, even though he was a member of Team Hackers.
I don't know. I'm staying out of it.
I'm kidding, of course.
I'm neutral, apparently.
Team Illiterate is all over the pregame show, the preview show. He's going to be part of Team Hackers Nation. We are taking this down. The 4-peat will not happen. It ends. It'll probably end Saturday, but we're going to say it ends Sunday.
Okay.
Saturday night sleep for Cruz is going to be rough. Let's just put that out there.
He's always going to be dreaming about JB.
You ruined it.
What? Is that not it?
No.
Closes his eye, left eye is J, right eye is B. Right?
Sure.
Okay.
It's the delivery is all wrong.
I'm sorry.
But that's it for us this week.
Butchering it.
You're butchering it. Tune in next week. We will have a giant trophy sitting behind us, of course.
Of course.
And some talk of what went down, what is coming.
Oh, the trash talk will be epic.
So much more. Not if I lose.
Well, no.
The Morgan Cup won't even be mentioned.
Yeah.
That event.
Yeah, we had some event last weekend, but let's carry on.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, thanks to everybody for tuning in.
Thank
We
you.
will see you guys next week with another new show.
See ya.